Here in this lesson, we study about a very powerful woman. She is Dicky Dolma, and she has achieved great by scaling Mount Everest when only she was at 19 years old. She was born and brought up in Palchan, Himachal Pradesh, and she herself has penned this story, means written this story, and this story is full of her experiences from her childhood till she joined the school where she herself has learnt mountaineering course. Dicky Dolma explains about her childhood. She has to face a number of hardships when she was a child. She lost her mother when she was only at 11 years of age, and also she lost her elder brother soon after a few months. And these experiences have left a very deep impact on her personality. And as she was born and brought up in a very small village called Palchan, Himachal Pradesh, and that Palchan, Himachal Pradesh was surrounded by the tall mountains. They were covered with snow, and they always attracted Dicky Dolma, and they always inspired her to climb up to the top of those mountains and take breathtaking view that the mountain offers on its top. Dicky Dolma also explains about her one more passion, and that passion was of skiing. She was not only a person who does mountaineering, but also a person who does skiing. And she has been to national and international, and she has even won many awards in skiing. And she has been doing this since 1989. The tall mountains were the things that she used to watch every day as soon as she wake up, and she always had a passion to climb those mountains, and she had a great deal of interest in mountaineering. For her luck, a mountaineering institute was started at Manali, and her friends and her well-wishers and her neighbors and her relatives motivated her, supported her to take up the mountaineering course in the mountaineering school at Manali. And she joined that school when only she was 16 years old. Because of her skill, because of her interest, she always scored A grades in that school, and she was very happy when her name was cleared for an all India expedition to Mount Everest. She was very happy, and it was like her dream come true kind of situation. And they have to clear the expedition of 3 other mountains before getting the place in the final list of the people selected for climbing Mount Everest. She scaled those 3 mountains very successfully and got a place in the final list of the students who are selected for the scaling Mount Everest. And it was a great moment for Dicky Dolma. On May 10, 1993, she successfully climbed Mount Everest. She was the youngest woman to climb Mount Everest. She was only 19 years old. She explains her experience vividly after standing on top of the Mount Everest, and she says that all the national and international medals are nothing in front of that, and that experience cannot be described using mere words. Only an Everester can feel that, and that was really breathtaking view, as she says. She has been very determined, and she has zeal like an ant, and she was not a shrieker, and she was a person who took responsibilities. She is a person with perseverance. She never had a thought of going away from her aim. Whatever hardships she had suffered in the childhood, they have all taught her a lesson that success doesn't come easily. A person needs to be very, very hardworking in order to get the success, and she was also a hard worker. Dicky Dolma was facing financial problems too. When she had got a place in the team of the people selected for scaling Mount Everest, at that time she had to keep some amount with her. At the same time, her father was bedridden, and for the expenditure of the hospital, the family had needed a lot of money. Even in such difficult situations, she had never thought of going away from her aim, and she was determined, and she did her job. Besides being a person who is interested in mountaineering, she loved listening to music. Especially, she loved to listen to old Hindi songs. After the scaling of the Mount Everest, after a year and a half, her father was no more, and now Dicky Dolma is teaching in the same mountaineering school where she had learned her skills, and now she wants her children to take up the job if they are interested. This is a small story of an achiever, and this is an inspiring story. Here there are certain points about this lesson. Her childhood and the hardships she faced. At the beginning itself, we see that what are the hardships Dicky Dolma faced. She lost her father, her elder brother, her passion for skiing. She used to do skiing, and even she had participated in national and international levels, and she had also various medals and prizes there. Joining Mountaineering Institute at Manali, she joined this school, and that school really gave her a stage to prove her talent. Scaling Mount Everest, then she ultimately realized her lifetime dream, that was climbing Mount Everest. Her experience at the top of Mount Everest, and she stands at the top of the Mount Everest and she explains her experience, her commitment, and how she used to practice 4 hours a day, and what are the hardships she faced. All those things we studied, and also at last we study about her hobbies and her love for old Hindi songs. This was all about the lesson on top of the world. Now let's have a look at 2 marks question and answers of this lesson. These are the 2 marks question and answers of the topic on top of the world. First question is, with zeal and determination we can achieve anything. How do you relate this with the life of Dicky Dolma? Dedication, hard work, and determination, these are the qualities which help a person to achieve success in his life. And the case is same with Dicky Dolma also. She too had this kind of qualities. And how do you relate this word with the life of Dicky Dolma? That is the meaning of this question. And this question has appeared in the September 2020 board examination. Answer: Dicky Dolma suffered many problems during her childhood. She had to face many problems when she was a child. She lost her mother as well as her elder brother. Losing a mother and losing elder brother, they were really shocking incidents. But she had zeal to climb the Mount Everest. But inside her, she had a lot of interest and she had zeal for climbing Mount Everest. She was dedicated and determined. Dedication and determination were the qualities which helped Dicky Dolma to move on. She joined the mountaineering course when she was only 16 years old. Uh, Mountaineering course was opened in Manali, and she joined that course only when she was 16 years old. She practiced for 4 hours a day, and the interest of climbing Mount Everest led her to practice 4 hours a day. She believed that success follows hard work. Without hard work, it is very difficult to achieve anything in life, and she knew that truth. She successfully scaled Mount Everest, and that kind of urge and zeal and determination that pushed her to get success in her life. What hardships did Dicky Dolma face in her early life? When she was child, she had to face a lot of problems. And what are those problems? This question has appeared in the board exam, June 2020. Dicky Dolma lost her mother when she was only 11 years old. 11 years old. The age 11 years is not a big age, and at that age she lost her mother. She also lost her elder brother soon, and after the shocking incident of death of her mother, someone who was very close to Dicky Dolma, who was her elder brother, and he was also no more. After the death of her mother, means her elder brother also died after the death of her mother. Her father was bedridden. She had to face financial problems too. And meanwhile, when she was working very hard to climb Mount Everest, at that time her father was bedridden and a lot of money was needed for his hospital expenditure, and at the same time she had to face some financial problems. She had to keep a certain amount during her practice of climbing Mount Everest, and that was also one of the problems she faced. What qualities of Dicky Dolma led her to realize her dreams? Dicky Dolma was a successful person, was an achiever. What were the qualities those prompted Dicky Dolma to achieve success in her life? Attracted by the breathtaking view from the mountain tops, from the childhood itself, she had an urge to climb the Mount Everest. Whenever she climbed up the smaller mountains during her childhood, the breathtaking view from that mountain tops always motivated her to climb the highest peak, that was Mount Everest. She was dedicated, determined and hard-working person with zeal. If we want to achieve anything in our life, we must be dedicated, we must be determined, and hard work is a must thing, and the zeal. These all qualities helped her to get her dream realized. She practiced 4 hours a day. These qualities helped her to scale the Mount Everest. Her practice was also not compromising one, and she used to practice 4 hours a day. And these all things led her to gain success in her life of climbing Mount Everest. These are just 3 questions, and 3 more questions are there. Let's have a look at those questions and answers also. So far we studied 3 questions and answers of the lesson on top of the world. Now let's start our study from the 4th question. How did Dicky Dolma feel after scaling Mount Everest? Ultimately, Dicky Dolma got success in scaling Mount Everest. How did she feel there? Dicky Dolma says that the view from above cannot be described fully, and in her experience it was very difficult to describe the view from the top of Mount Everest. It cannot be described fully. Only an Everester can understand that. If we want to know the experience fully, we have to climb the Mount Everest. It was much more breathtaking than she could have ever imagined. She had some imaginations regarding the view that she could get when she climbed up the Mount Everest, but the actual view from there was much more breathtaking and much more beautiful. The entire state and national awards seemed nothing compared to the experiences of seeing that view. She had earned many state level, national level, international awards, but all those awards seemed nothing in front of that amazing, breathtaking view from the top of the Mount Everest. 5. How has Dolma described her preparedness for the task of scaling Mount Everest? And a lot of preparation is necessary to undertake the task of huge task that can be called as scaling the Mount Everest. And what are the preparations she had made? Answer: she was only 16 years old when she joined the newly opened Mountaineering Institute at Manali. Nearby Palchan in Manali, there was a newly opened Mountaineering Institute, and she joined that institute when only she was at 16 years old. She worked hard and secured A grades in the exams. As it was the field that she was interested in, she used to score always A grades in all the tasks. For the final selection, she had to make 3 successful expeditions to different mountains. And in order to get a place in the team of the persons who are climbing Mount Everest, she has to do the expeditions to 3 different smaller mountains compared to Mount Everest. She got a place in a mountaineering team. She practiced 4 hours a day. After the successful expedition of those 3 mountains, she got a place in the team which was selected for the expedition of Mount Everest, and she practiced 4 hours a day. She finally scaled the Mount Everest successfully. It was like a dream came true kind of a situation for Dicky Dolma, and she finally climbed Mount Everest. 6. Where did Dicky Dolma complete her mountaineering course? And for the course, the mountaineering course, where did she complete that? Dicky Dolma completed her mountaineering course at newly opened Mountaineering Institute in Manali. A newly opened mountaineering school was there in Manali, and she joined that school and she completed her mountaineering course. And this was all about the lesson on top of the world and the 2 marks questions and answers of this lesson. Now let's directly go to study the 3rd lesson, that is, a great martyr ever cherish.